esoteric topics and esoteric sites in the world to study esoteric religious topics. It's much easier to find exoteric sites, some of them big tourist sites, like where you can go to this big famous mosque or big famous church or big famous temple and see how a lot of people exoterically practice a religion, while something I found again and again and again over my life between studying all religions or many religions is that the vast majority of people who practice a religion don't have an esoteric or even a very doctrinal or a very intellectual understanding of their own religion in order to be opinionated about it. I think you need to go to like extreme places of religious practice, because all of the obvious ones are going to be so exoteric that maybe people, it's interesting in some sense and often very beautiful, but as for human beings who are following specific esoteric traditions, when I was in China at the esoteric Buddhist Tangmi Qing'an temple, that was a plastic factory. It was like destroyed, and then it was a plastic factory, and then it was rebuilt for tourism, for money. It's missing, I guess there is esoteric practice going on in there. It's been hard for me to dig into that as much as I wanted to. And so I would really like to improve the ability to do that. Improve the ability to get in. One thing I don't know how to do is get in and take footage at the same time. I know how to get in, but there's something secretive and private about esoteric study. There's a lot secretive and private about esoteric study, and if I really care about that kind of esoteric study, I'm not bringing a camera in. And so that puts me in kind of an impasse when it comes to the Secret Purpose channel and the mission statement from the very beginning of this channel. A lot of the videos on this channel are more towards like standard experiences of travel. There's religious sites for sure, but sometimes I think it just makes a better video to show a site that's really beautiful and looks good, and I can put the camera on it and it's the main character. As for esoteric study, that perhaps is better for books, so you can study that intellectually and mystically. And so when you see these big exoteric worship sites, you'll understand why they look the way they do, why they use the kind of symbolism they do. But really, the true esoteric study is in the books. It's in, for example, the books that we have on mythological.center, the esoteric religious studies series, and our other books. That's where the real in-depth study is. It's an important counterpart to seeing the more famous and exoteric religious sites.
will decide whether the 156 is acceptable or not. If it is not, Amri said he will give you a profit guarantee.
We have three price. Small one, $10.
Okay, I still don't know if this is going to work because I don't know if this Kingston will work. I don't know if the right firmware is on here already. But here we have the old drive, which is a Samsung, and the new drive, which is a Kingston, and it's got the adapter on it here. It seems to be the same pins. We should be able to fit that in there, and then we can plug this back in, turn on the machine, and see what happens. Alright, I don't know if this is gonna work, but this actually, I got this screw back in. This thing is fucking jammed in here, whereas this other drive just fit in pretty nice. But here continues nothing. Not just here goes nothing, but here continues nothing. I've been here for like not even 20 hours, and look at this fucking mess. I have internet recovery is starting. Okay, so disk utility hitting Control and R, didn't see the volume, but disk utility hitting Option, Command and R, sorry, Command, not Control. Option, Command and R brings up this, which I think is like, this actually has a remnant of the updated OS. So maybe it has the drivers to see this drive. I don't know, but progress. Okay, it looks like it's actually installing Mac OS Monterey on Mangosteen Yomigairu, which I just bought a few hours ago from the digital mall. I hope it works. We'll see. I really hope it works. I can't believe it, but this computer's back. It restarted. It's got 2 terabytes of storage. It's 8 times what it had before. Now, let's make it awesome again. This thing, buah keras, is used to make coffins. It's also used in protective magic. 2 ringgit 70. Disparos de Malaysia. The bottomless pit. When I came into this place to stay in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, I was given this prayer rug to use. It's red and gold and black, and it has a little icon of the Kaaba in Mecca on it right here.